What if they told you that your retirement is at risk, and you can't do anything to prevent it? How did we get to this point? For years, the federal retirement system was considered one of the most solid pillars of public employment, an incentive to attract talent to serve the country, even in the face of lower salaries than in the private sector. However, the situation has changed drastically in recent years. Growing fiscal pressure and the need for budget cuts have led lawmakers to consider drastic reforms that directly affect workers. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, a massive reconciliation project, seeks to completely reshape the relationship between federal employees and the government. Under the pretext of simplifying spending and modernizing the system, modifications are being introduced that some describe as financial surgery without anesthesia. This type of reform is not only dangerous but also represents a paradigm shift in how labor rights are perceived and guaranteed. At Financial Legion, we are committed to your future. Subscribe to receive every critical update that could impact your financial life. Information is power, and being informed is the first step to protecting your rights. This project was approved with a very tight vote, 215 votes in favor, 214 against. And within its more than 1,000 pages, 2 provisions stand out as potentially destructive. The fight for the future of federal workers is far from over, and every voice counts. First, pay more for what was once a right. The proposal would allow new employees to be hired as at will, meaning without guaranteed labor protections. In other words, they could be fired without cause, without the right to appeal, without stability. This change not only affects new employees but also sets a dangerous precedent for all workers. The alternative, pay a much higher fee to retain those protections. Those who choose stability will have to contribute 9.4% of their salary to the retirement system. This means thousands of dollars a year, with no improvement in their future pension. It's equivalent to paying for insurance that should already be included in your contract. But the most concerning aspect is not just the increase. It's the normalization of having your labor rights conditioned on your wallet. And if this happens in the public sector, how long will it take to replicate in the private sector? The erosion of labor rights is a phenomenon that could extend to other sectors, affecting millions of workers across the country. Second, eliminate already acquired benefits. Another alarming point is the elimination of the annuity supplement from the federal employees' retirement system. This benefit allowed many workers to access income before reaching the minimum age for Social Security, a calculated, expected, and necessary financial relief. Eliminating it not only changes the rules of the game, it's like modifying the contract after it has been signed. It directly affects those who are already planning their retirement, especially those who have dedicated 20, 30, or more years to public service. This measure is scheduled to take effect in 2028. But the effects have already begun. Uncertainty, financial insecurity, and anxiety among federal workers are palpable. Concerns about the future have become a recurring topic in hallway conversations, and the lack of clarity about what is to come has left many in a constant state of alert. Why now, and why so fast? This type of reform is introduced when public attention is elsewhere. While wars, elections, or scandals are being discussed, the most dangerous economic decisions often go unnoticed. The strategy of introducing significant changes during moments of media distraction is not new, but its effectiveness is alarming. What is being approved right now could represent the most aggressive transformation of the federal labor system since the mid-20th century. Historically, changes to retirement systems were made gradually, with transition processes. But now, immediate eliminations and increases are being proposed that could destabilize entire families. The speed at which these reforms are being implemented is concerning, and the lack of public debate only exacerbates the situation. Talent drain. With less stability and reduced benefits, many highly skilled professionals will opt for the private sector. This will not only affect the quality of public service but will also create a vacuum of experience and knowledge in critical areas. Internal demotivation. The perception of injustice and lack of protection generates lower productivity, higher absenteeism, and loss of institutional commitment. Employee morale is affected, and this can have a domino effect on government efficiency. Increased inequality. Those who can pay will retain rights. Those who cannot will be left vulnerable. A dangerous fragmentation within the same workforce. Inequality will not only manifest in the labor sphere, but could also have repercussions on the economy as a whole, exacerbating social tensions. Are you seeing this and don't work for the government? It doesn't matter. These reforms set precedents that can reach any sector. Like if you agree that everyone deserves a dignified retirement, the fight for labor rights is a struggle that concerns us all. 1. Collective political action. Unions and associations like the American Federation of Government Employees and the National Active and Retired Federal Employees Association are pressing to halt this law. You can join, attend forums, sign petitions, and communicate with legislators. Collective mobilization is key to confronting these reforms. 2. Personal financial strategies. Review voluntary contributions, strengthen your thrift savings plan, evaluate parallel investments, and create a contingency fund oriented towards retirement. Consider specialized financial advice for federal employees. Financial planning is essential to mitigate the impact of these changes. 3. Scenario planning. Simulate your retirement with and without the annuity supplement. Analyze how your retirement date, quality of life, and income options would change. The more prepared you are, the less vulnerable you will be. Anticipation and preparation are your best allies in times of uncertainty. Do you want us at Financial Legion to create a free step-by-step guide to create a parallel retirement fund? Write it in the comments. If there are enough interested, we will launch it in our next episode. Financial education is a powerful tool that can make a difference in your future. This goes beyond a technical adjustment. It is a reconfiguration of the social contract between the state and its workers. It is a signal that, even at the highest level of formal employment, rights are not guaranteed. That any benefit, no matter how solid it seems, can disappear with a signature. The fragility of labor rights is a reminder that the struggle for social justice never ends. What if this advances? What's next? Will they change the calculation of Social Security? Redefine who qualifies as retired? Introduce penalties for retiring early? Those who are being attacked today could be the first of many. History has shown that labor rights are not a gift, but a conquest that must be constantly defended. The real battle is for information, because only those who understand what is at stake can defend themselves. The lack of information is one of the greatest threats facing workers today. At Financial Legion, we believe that everyone deserves a fair retirement, a planned retirement, and a protected future. Education and awareness are essential tools to empower workers and ensure their rights are respected. We cannot promise that we will stop these reforms, but we can promise that you will be prepared. Preparation is key to facing any challenge that arises on the path to a secure and dignified retirement. This is not a story about numbers. It is a story about you, about your time, your effort, your loyalty, and what you deserve to receive in return. Share this video with those who have not yet realized what is happening. Solidarity and collective awareness are fundamental to facing the challenges ahead. This was Financial Legion, where your future is a priority and your voice is power. The fight for a dignified retirement is a struggle we must face together.